I saw an Instagram reel yesterday of an anti-soft girl look, and it's kind of just like smokier, grungier, like not as well blended, not as soft looking. And especially after my last video that I did, I've been really just wanting to do more smoky eyes. Even though it's summer, it's hot, I just really want to do some more smoky eyes. So we are doing an anti-soft girl look today. I'm going to go in with my ColourPop Nude Mood palette. I'm going to go in with Bare to Wear first. And with a clean, fluffy brush, I'm going to pick up some of that product. And I'm going to put it on my crease first. And I'm going to be a little messier with this. I'm going to let it go onto the lid a bit and even pull it up a little higher. If you saw my last video, I do talk about having like a smoky eye for hooded lids because the colors are darker and more cohesive from the lid to like the crease shade. You can definitely pull your eyeshadows up a little higher and it'll make your eyes look a lot bigger without it looking like bizarre or odd. Because when I do like a natural makeup look and I pull the eyeshadows all the way up, it does look very silly. Like it's very obvious and it kind of emphasizes the puffiness of my eyelid, and I don't necessarily enjoy that. And I noticed that as I tan, I definitely get a little bit more warm toned, I think. So I must be like a neutral undertone. I don't even know. Undertones and skin tones just confuse the heck out of me. All I know is in the winter time, I'm like pretty cool toned, but as I've gotten a little tanner, I've gotten a little more warm, and I feel like I could pull off more like neutral, warmer eyeshadow shades now without it looking just way too orange on my skin. Just a smaller fluffy brush, I'm gonna go into Au Naturel, and I'm gonna bring that a little lower, so a little closer to my lashes. The video I saw of like the anti-soft girl look, she definitely like just puts on the darker shadows on the lids and then blends it out that way, but I still want it to be a little more blended than that. Next, I'm gonna go in with Moody, and with my finger, I'm going to pick that up and put it on my lid. And with a very dense fluffy brush, I'm going to pick up that same color. Starting off at my lid, I'm just blending it up in more of like a circular motion. Going back in with that previous brush, just going to clean up those edges with no additional product. Building up that darkest shade on my outer corner and pulling it up just a little bit to give my eye a little bit more of a lifted appearance. For my lower lash line, I'm going to go in with Au Naturel first. And then I'm going to go in with that darkest brown and focus that on the outer corner. Here comes some fun. We're going to go in with Put On Airs, this gold sparkly shade. And I'm going to put it on my lower lash line, just on the center, kind of bringing it into the inner corner. And you know I love a good bright inner corner, so I'm gonna go in with Wink Wink. And I am pulling that up into my inner corner a bit too, kind of above where the dark shadows are at. I've just really been loving that look. Now I'm gonna go in with a black eyeliner, and I'm going to tightline my upper and lower waterline. I'm being a little messy with this, and I'm gonna let it like kind of run onto my lash line as well, just from underneath though, so I'm not taking up any of my lid space. If you go a little overboard and it gets too much on your lid, just use your finger and kind of blend it in. That's kind of what's so great about this look. It's okay to be a little more messy. For my lower waterline, I put it on my waterline in the inner corner, and as I came out to my outer corner, I kind of dragged it down onto my lash line. So I'm not exactly following my waterline completely as it comes up. And I want to set that in place because I don't want it to move throughout the day. So I'm going to go back in with my dark brown eyeshadow with a little angled brush, and I'm going to set that in place. And if you wanted it to be a little more intense, you can set it with a black eyeshadow and it'll really be intense and black and smoky. But since we're having fun with this, I kind of want to go in with Lap of Luxe. This little sparkly shade, it's a little bit more cool toned than the gold that we put on our lower lash line. And I just want to kind of cool it down a little bit. And for mascara, I'm going in with my all-time favorite, which is the Too Faced Better Than Sex Waterproof Mascara. I just feel like it's so volumizing, it holds my curls so well, and it just makes my lashes look great. I haven't found a mascara that does this for my lashes. And every time I've like strayed away from this and tried a different mascara, I've been so disappointed that I always come back to this one. It just really separates my lashes, volumizes them, and gives them just a little bit more length. And I'm gonna put mascara on my lower lashes as well. I'm all done with my eyes, and I love just how glittery and fun my lower lash line is, how smoky, but not like too dark, like not a black smoky eye. This is still like a pretty light brown smoky eye on my lids, and I love it. It's so much fun. It's so like the opposite of what I've been seeing everywhere, and I've just been a little bored with makeup, so I love this. For my lips, I've picked up this new, well, I don't know if it's new, but this is the, oh, I thought this was NYX. This is the Profusion Cosmetics Lip Glaze, and it's claimed to be a hydrating lip stain in the shade Blackberry Gaze. They are cruelty-free, and I just wanted to see what this was about. I don't know if I've seen any reviews on this, so I really have no idea what this is like or how it's gonna be. But it's kind of like this test tube dropper looking thing. And it's a little doe foot. And I'm gonna do my lips kind of like the Chinese trends where it's just more of a blended out look. So we'll see how this goes. I definitely thought this was gonna be like a deeper plum shade that is, you know, advertised on the box, but it is a little orangey. It's very like warm toned. I'm going to put just a little bit more on the center of my lips. It definitely does feel like a lip stain though. That kind of like watery texture. And then I'm gonna top it off with the e.l.f. lip oil in just the clear shade, but since I've used it on top of lip liner, it's kind of gotten like a pink tint now. I was definitely going for a more deeper like berry shade, but I'm not mad at this. Still very diffused lip look, which is what I was going for. But I think the colors are just a little off from my eye look. It just wasn't exactly what I was going for, but I think it still works. I think it's still okay. But that's my finished look. It's very smoky. It's almost like very fall feeling. But I just wanted to have a little more fun with makeup, especially after like dipping my toes back into doing a smoky eye the last video. I was just like, I gotta do so many more of these. So that's where we're at. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, if you are liking more of these smoky eyes, or if you're like, no, it's summer, do more glowy looks, because there's just so many glowy looks that you can do that it just kind of all just looks the same to me, and it gets a little boring for me. Although more wearable, because I would feel like I stick out like a sore thumb if I walked out like this, like in broad daylight to the store. But it's so fun. It's so much fun. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you next time. Bye. I just had to hop back on to say that when I went into the natural lighting, I felt like my eyeshadows were just a bit too warm toned for me. If you are also like the same skin coloring as I am and you're looking for like a pure neutral eyeshadow, or like even like cool toned eyeshadow look, you weren't going for like warm toned, then I would stay away from Nude Mood from ColourPop. It is a neutral, but it tends to be a little warm when I go into natural lighting. It just looks a little more orangey on me than I had anticipated it to, and definitely more orangey than it looks in the palette. I just wanted to share with you guys and let you guys know, just so you get like an accurate representation of what the colors from this palette look like. If your skin tone is maybe more warm than mine, then this palette would look more neutral on you. But I think because I still am leaning more towards the cool side, the palette looks neutral in the palette, right? But when it's on my skin, it does just feel a little too orangey. Maybe just more orangey than what I initially was going for. Not like it's a good or a bad thing, just all personal preference. It definitely does look just more orangey on my skin tone.